I want to transition here into the breaking news story yesterday. RJ and I talked about this briefly yesterday at dinner. The injury of the one and only Bo Dallas, who is now out with a foot injury for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Not the most breaking news story in the world. It's not going to alter the world of wrestling, but RJ, being the Bo-lever that I'm sure you are, I want to get your thoughts on this injury to the former NXT champion.
Literally right when I saw it, I literally just kept scrolling Twitter. It literally was just like, okay, next. It's not that big of a deal. He wasn't doing anything anyways, and once they made his undefeated streak not happen anymore, once he got beat, he had nothing left, and he lost to R-Truth. Can't really go any further down the total pole than R-Truth, so I don't know. I feel like they really misused him. I don't think he should have been called up as soon as he was. Why call him up if you're not going to use him at all? So I guess maybe the 6 to 8 weeks can get him off TV and forget about him for a little bit, and then maybe come back ready and something to give him.
I think it could be a blessing in disguise for Bo Dallas. Like you said before, I think they did a very good job of building him up via the undefeated streak early on in his run in WWE, or earlier this year, not including the NXT work, which I also thought was very, very good. The heel work in NXT was awesome. But like you said, I think there was a plan in place that was put in by Triple H himself so long ago, I think, if I'm remembering this correctly, that you don't call anyone up from the developmental territory if you don't have a plan for them. So why bring up guys like Big E? And I know they did something with him and Dolph Ziggler, remember early last year? Adam Rose, another guy. Why even bother bringing these guys up if you're not going to do anything with him? And even if that, they had the undefeated streak end at the hands of, R-Truth on a random episode of Raw, and they haven't done anything with the guy since. So I'm not saying he's going to come back and become WWE champion or anything like that, but I think he could be a very entertaining act if they were to book him correctly. Like, I think they kind of see him as like this lovable loser kind of guy, but that's Heath Slater's kind of role there. I think he kind of fits perfectly into that role. I think Bo Dallas is capable of a little bit more than just being that jobber guy. But I do much enjoy his work, and I look forward to his return 6 to 8 weeks from now. Like I said before, it's not a major breakthrough in the world of wrestling or anything like that. It's pretty forgettable seeing how he's been a jobber as of late. But here's hoping they can kind of resurrect Bo Dallas' career eventually when he comes back. Much like they did with Ryback, the guy who we lost to last week. He came back better than ever, so hopefully they can do the same thing with Bo Dallas upon his return to the ring in 6 to 8 weeks from now. But Jared, I want to get your thoughts on this as well. Are you a Bo-lever, and what were your thoughts on Bo Dallas suffering the injury last week?
I am absolutely a Bo-lever personally. Watching his run in NXT really started to get me excited. Actually, I think Bo's heel work in NXT is what got Adrian Neville over to the level he was. Because you know, Adrian Neville, his popularity has kind of dwindled since Bo left NXT. But as far as Bo's injury goes, I think like you said, it could be a blessing in disguise for him. They really had kind of lost his character and really wasn't doing much with him. I wouldn't actually take him off TV right now because Bo's the type of character he doesn't need to wrestle to get people invested in him. He can just do those segments where he tries to get people to believe. And, you know, by the time he's ready to return to the ring, he could be a bigger star. And, you know, I've always said the whole Bo Lever thing, trying to get Bo Levers on his side, reminds me of one of your favorites, one of my favorite heels of the last 15 years, Matt Hardy version 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
You know, and like I said, if Bo starts recruiting people, it could turn into a greater character. The only thing I don't want him to do is what many fans want for some reason, is for him to join the Wyatt family. Please, God, let that not happen.
I haven't heard that.
I don't think
I haven't heard that rumor. Where did you hear people talk about that?
Whatsoever.
I didn't hear anyone talk about the Wyatt family and Bo Dallas. Have you heard that rumor lately or anything like that?
I've heard it quite a bit, actually.
Really?
I've heard people saying Bo needs to join the Wyatt family. I don't want it to happen, you know. I think that would just take it would take away what Bo is great at. And that what he's great at is being so cheesy that you have to hate the guy, which makes him such a good heel. The same thing that made him such a terrible face made him a great heel, which is what WWE thankfully figured out.
No, yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, I guess I could see the connection with the Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt being brothers in real life, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But I mean, other than that, he doesn't really... The character Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt have no means of being together whatsoever on WWE TV. But Yeah, even so, though, I think the injury for him was probably for the best thing. I mean, you never really want to get injured, but the guy wasn't doing anything anyway, so